Hello, everyone, and thank you for tuning in today to listen to our Houzz webinar on making adjustments, keep your business running while working remotely. My name is Tori, and I'm part of the Houzz International Marketing team. I have Vanessa Walker here with me today. She is the editor of Houzz Australia and Houzz New Zealand, and she's got some great tips to share with us from conversations that she's had with professionals in our community. Welcome, Vanessa.
My pleasure, Tori.
Okay, let's get started straight away with some of the questions. You're going to talk us through how professionals can maintain their business during this strange time and help roll things into more digital format. So our first question is, what is the best way to maintain communication with clients during this time?
So we've been talking to a lot of professionals over the past 2 weeks, and we've gathered answers from them and added some important business points in. The most important thing is to acknowledge the situation and inform your clients about the way that you're doing business now. We suggest, and a lot of our pros are doing this, sending out an email to your clients. The first step would be to acknowledge the situation with the COVID-19 and express concern for their well-being. It's then important to explain how your business is currently running internally. For instance, if your staff are now working from home, if they can access special leave, how you're arranging their work hours so they can look after their families, etc. Then in the email, it's good to move on to how you're dealing with the situation with regard to your clients. Reassure them of any social distancing measures you have in place, what disinfecting routines you are now employing, and how you intend to move projects forward, be that using video conferencing, special software, etc. We actually have a story coming up soon in Australia and New Zealand on how architects are using virtual reality and other software to show their clients their future homes. If you want to keep people who have made initial contact on board, it might be a good time to suggest they use Houzz ideabooks to keep gathering and exchanging ideas with you. If your client already has a project in the initial stages, it would be a good idea to ask them if they'd like a special catch-up from somebody with your firm, and they can personally be taken through how their project will unfold. But overall, we just want to say that our message is to be transparent, informative, and helpful. Everyone is under pressure, and the business that is helpful and straightforward is a good business.
Great. So next, the question is, how can I manage clients' expectations about delays and changing timelines?
Again, it comes down to values. It's important to be honest right now and explain why there might be holdups. For instance, if you have reduced staff or if shipments from overseas are taking longer than usual, be upfront about the effect that will have. Some good ideas are to keep your clients interested, motivated, and confident that their project is in good hands. You could regularly check in on them using phone calls, emails, FaceTime, or Zoom. Be careful if a message on your work channel, just make sure that you answer it within a reasonable time frame. It would be horrible if they felt that they weren't getting any answers out of you when so many other things are up in the air. For this, we don't recommend using an instant messaging service because it's hard to look back and see any interactions that you've had. You could use a tool such as Houzz Pro, which allows you to keep a record of all communications. Another tip is to ask for assistance from clients where possible to help move things forward. For instance, there might be some jobs you can't do remotely, particularly when it comes to measuring a space. So it's good a way to get homeowners on board. They could take measurements, take pictures, be present for the trades and deliveries. And if possible, send out samples to the client so they can feel and see something from you.
What other tasks can I work on to keep my pipeline full?
It's a good time to get your marketing and profile information up to date. We know these kind of things can fall to the wayside when you're busy, but there is a lot of people looking online for distraction, planning for the future, and organising their renovation right now while they have spare time. It's a good idea to update your Houzz profile with new images of projects, and don't forget your written descriptions in there as well. They help. Another idea is to put out a call for reviews. It's proven that when people read a good review of a business, they're more likely to engage and make contact with that business. So write to your clients and ask them to review you.
Next is what are Houzz idea books and how can I use them?
An idea book is Houzz's virtual and interactive tool for saving and sharing photos, ideas, notes, useful Houzz stories, and favorite profiles from the platform. You can use them for your own reference or share them with a client. You can also create idea books full of photos and information you want to refer back to. One tip is just to label it very clearly. For example, dark painted living rooms or extension window seat ideas, so they're very easy to find. One of the most popular ways to use idea books is when working with clients. You can share your idea books with them, they can create ones to share with you, and you can also collaborate on them together, adding notes for each other to the images or stories that you share. Idea books are a valuable resource of pros at the very earliest stages of a contact with homeowner. You can ask potential clients to create one for their renovation to help you get a clear sense of their vision. And as a project progresses, they're also a practical tool for collaborating on details, as well as a fantastic way to keep objects moving remotely.
How can I stay focused while working from home?
I mean, the truth is for many of us, the thought of swapping the daily commute for the chance to stay home is like a dream come true. Really, when you're working remotely, the reality can be quite different. The key in productivity is to set yourself home working rules to keep your mind on track and keep away from domestic interruptions. I've got 4 big tips for help with this question. The first is to carve out a dedicated workspace. It's essential to find a place, stick to it, and make it feel professional and inspiring. It should be comfortable, of course, and inviting with a practical work surface, good task lighting, and a supportive chair. Another tip would be to set yourself a daily schedule and to stick to it. Start the day with a good breakfast and cup of tea or coffee, turning on the desk lamp when it's time to wrap things up. It's good to have structure. I think it's good to set proper work hours, work from 9 to 5:30 if that's what you generally do. Some people, and freelancers in particular, who are long-time work from home people, like to get showered and dress in work clothes while they're working during work hours. I know some people really appreciate that, but that's entirely up to you. Just keep a healthy routine. Fresh air is important both for your body and your brain. And we can see during the pandemic, one of the things we're allowed to do is go outside to exercise. It's important to move each day. So if you can go for a walk when you need to, it'll help your creativity and your mental focus. Another thing to do is to stay in touch, make phone calls, be on Zoom or use video conferencing. It's nice to schedule weekly catch-ups with clients or co-workers, see how everybody's doing. It's just important that we communicate and be neighbourly, and that's with your co-workers, your clients, and your own neighbours.
Great. Well, that wraps it up for us. Thank you everyone for listening in, and thank you so much, Vanessa, for talking us through some of your tips. I think that was really helpful for everyone.
My pleasure.
And lastly, to everyone listening in, please let us know what you think about the webinar today. We would love to hear your feedback, and we'd love to hear if you have any ideas of things you'd like us to cover in upcoming webinars. You can get in touch with us directly at int-marketing@houzz.com. And thank you again.